What is up, players? It's War Boss Tay back up in this mug. It's been a while since I've filmed any videos. I had to deal with a little family emergency that saw me flying out back to Hawaii for a little while. So while that wasn't very much fun to deal with, it was good to see the family. It's always nice to go home, and I also had a bunch of stuff that I brought back. So there are things that I'm going to be putting up for sale, and things that I'm going to be looking to sell to find a good home to, and things I'm going to be working on and then selling once I've put my little spin on it. But this video I wanted to show you a finished Blood Angels Captain. Many of you have already seen this model. I've been painting it up as a commission for a dear friend of mine, and I finished it. Everything is painted to his specifications and it is ready to go. All I have to do is box him up and ship him out. So for those of you who are not familiar with this model, it is a Blood Angels Captain on a Thunderwolf, which is normally a Space Wolves mount. Actually, I'm not going to say normally, it is a Space Wolves mount, but the client requested, and I think this is so cool, that he have a very noble, regal, and just a very epic looking model, and I thought, why not, let's give it a good bright color scheme. It's Blood Angels. I used some Death Company bits for the torso and the shoulder pads. It is a Space Wolves transfer there, Howlin' at the Moon, but that was a client request. Client requested also some script. So Vittorioso on the shield there for victory. He did request Ares, so I put that very prominently on the backpack there. And I also have on this one Gloria. So Glory, Victory, and Ares right in the center there. I highlighted and added some extra shading to the cape there so you can see a little bit more depth between the raised areas and the shadows. And for the basing, I colored it back up with gray. So having that, if you could see, I had painted, or I guess dry brushed, these rocks in brown the last time I made a video on them. And then I realized when you paint them back up with the gray, that brown stays there and creates a very nice shadowed look, some color in the depth, and that's kind of what we want to set apart, break up all that texture and show the texture. And so what else? I added some gloss varnish to the snow, and the most interesting thing is these flowers that are popping out from the snow. Now, this is a client kind of fluff thing that I took and I ran with it as best as I could. The fluff for this miniature is that it is it is on a planet that's like a moon rock, or like uninhabited, no atmosphere, just barren piece of gray rock floating in the middle of the galaxy. And the Emperor comes and the Imperium comes down and creates an atmosphere, starts to foster life on the planet. The first thing it does is it creates water, and the water makes oceans, and then ice, and ice all over the planet. And it's kind of, the way the Imperium does things is it's not graceful and subtle, and it doesn't let time kind of flow naturally. It says, okay, we got to seed this planet, we got to make it life sustainable right now. So it kind of forces life to start growing, which is why you have these strange but very beautiful looking patches of life popping out, kind of forced to grow in this barren, icy wasteland. And I love it. I think it's terrific. The products that I used were these two from Warlord Games, Heather Tufts and Daffodil Tufts from Battlefields and Basing. And the Heather Tufts were these purple ones, and the Daffodils were these yellow ones. I also find normally I like using Battlefield's metal flowers because you have a great mix of the yellow and the white, but I wanted a little bit more color, so instead of using metal flowers this time, I went with some daffodils. I saw these on the rack and I thought they're so interesting. I already had yellow flowers, I didn't have to get these daffodils, but I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. These Heather ones though, really cool. Purple is such an interesting color to put on a basin and see it pop off like that. So that's the fluff behind this miniature. I am so happy with the way it came out. It took me a while to get everything right, but I want to make sure that each of my commissions ends up with a happy client. I'd rather have a happy client than rush a job and have my clients get models and be like, oh, this is not exactly what I wanted. So that's why we went back in. We pinked up the tongue and the ears. We added some depth to the cape, and we got the base just right. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching and following along. I've gotten a lot of great positive responses on this miniature from previous videos and updates. And I just want to say it's been a huge help to me, and really helping me to, I guess, find my motivation to really push through this project, because sometimes you get a project and you work it through in your head and it seems really great, but the sheer possibility of all the things that can go right, that you want to go right, sometimes is a little overwhelming, because you always want all of your miniatures to come out perfectly, the way you have it in your head. And I found with this project, I really wanted to do a good job. I really wanted my client to be happy with it, because this client has been a good buddy of mine on Facebook for a while, and he's really been a positive factor in my business, just encouraging me and posting very supportive comments, liking all my pictures. So I definitely wanted to do a great job on it. I feel like I've done the maximum amount that my ability as an artist will allow me to do at this time, and I can't wait for him to get it. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to leave a comment, hit that like button, much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next video for my day 31 wrap-up of the Warboss Tay 2016 Painting Challenge.